Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Shadow and Sun Show, and welcome back for yet another top secret twofer. This time I'm going to roll out two for you, starting with Operation Doomsday Drop, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about Orion Rising, which is actually a supplement, but I managed to read both of these, not quite record time, but the weekend's coming, and yeah, that's just the way it timed out with church and all that stuff yesterday and Valentine's Day and everything. I would have normally put one of these out, and then I would have done yesterday and then done another one Friday. But you're going to get two for one, and maybe if you're lucky, I'll do the next one in the series tomorrow if I can manage to knock that out of the park. But it's a rather hefty one. But right off the bat, we got Operation Doomsday Drop, which is also by Tracy Hickman. Surprise, surprise. And this is more or less part two from the previous one, which is Operation Starfire, where you continue on the trail of that ever elusive compressor that is actually part of this top secret submarine. Nice 60-page module with a really nicely done blueprint style fold out of the submarine. Actually, I think it's two submarines because no spoilers, but there is a second submarine, actually a whole bunch of other submarines. Let's just go with that. But wow, this is really nicely done. I didn't actually pop this open before, but there you go. The floor plans, blueprints. Actually, that's upside down. Let's do this right. Mine's pretty beat up, so I'm going to fold it right back up and put her away because it's starting to rip on the fold edges. But you know what do you expect after 40 plus years? But it's a pretty cool adventure. Not my favorite so far of all the top secrets. To be honest, it's a little on the low end. It could use a little bit more structure, explaining the chronological events that will happen as you go through the adventure. But otherwise, it's pretty interesting trying to, get yourself on board this Russian submarine and to pull it off. But later on in the mission, let me show you. There's this real cool picture. Oh, it's the same one. It's right there on the cover. You'll be tooling around this little bad boy right here as opposed to the big one. But all in all, it's a decent adventure. It works really well with the Operation Starfire as a multi-part adventure. I like the NPCs, the way we talked about it last time, the way they do them, to really get a feel for their personalities, what they will and won't do. I will admit that this one, you're absolutely going to want to have some characters who are pretty decent at hand-to-hand combat, because firing AKs and other firearms in a submarine just sounds like a great way to die, a spectacularly dumb way to die by blowing up the submarine while you're at the bottom of the ocean trying to do the things. But believe it or not, in this one the Russians aren't necessarily the bad guys per se. There's a little cooperation once you figure everything out and figure out who the main web agent is that you've been tracking all these weeks or months. But I think you guys will dig it if you run the two together. If you ran this separately, it wouldn't have as much of an impact, I think. But your mileage may vary. Let's put that one off to the side. Now, Orion Rising. This one is a game supplement. Basically, it is Orion's. That's the agency you work for. It's information on all the different headquarters throughout all the different countries. They use a lot of zodiac references and code names and things like that, which has been done before. It'll probably be done again. But you have all 12 branches throughout the world, starting with New York City, the Capricorn Bureau, Then you have the Aquarius Bureau in Mexico City. The Aries is in Rio de Janeiro. Gemini in Paris. Cancer in Moscow. Taurus in Stockholm. Casablanca for Virgo. Leo's in Nairobi. Scorpio is Istanbul. Libra is in Singapore. Sagittarius is Tokyo. And Pisces is Sydney. In addition to describing each of the different headquarters settings and how they're built and what they look like and the way they function, is a small series of, I want to say, about 6 to 8 really small adventure ideas, adventure hooks as we call them sometimes, with a whole bunch of different little missions that you can do when you're in the various countries, for whatever reason. You get the players jet setting and, continent hopping. I really like that idea. I was listening to the song Secret Agent Man over and over last night while reading this, really getting me in the mood. I wanted to put the music for you guys, but last time when I used the James Bond music, YouTube got all weird on me about it, preventing that video to be shown in one country. I wonder what country that could have been. James Bond music. Well, you get the idea. But otherwise, this book, it's actually pretty thick. It's over 120. It's 128 pages with probably close to 100 different adventure ideas, leaving a lot of it up to the GM, but giving you everything you need to know to get the ball rolling and come to your own conclusions. Let the players figure it out and solve the mission. There's a lot of interesting ones here. A lot of maps for all the areas. Not a lot of other artwork, which was disappointing. But, I guess it wasn't necessary in their eyes. I've seen so far 3 illustrations out of 100 pages. 4 illustrations. Most of them rather generic. Mostly maps of, like Singapore here and things like that. A lot of building maps and things like that. But, if you're looking for ideas and you want to get them, going from place to place instead of being stuck in one area for a good long time, which, some people like to keep the players, maybe stuck in the U.S. or somewhere over in Europe or something like that. This will allow you to just come up with really quick ideas for all the various countries that the Orion organization has their headquarters, while tracking down the agents from the web, which I hope, I don't remember if I have it, but I know there is a supplement on the web. I'm actually looking forward to that. I want to see what kind of adversaries they had in mind to throw against the players, if there were any iconic bad guys, Dr. No, Jaws, that sort of thing, Goldfinger, etc. It's amazing. I've seen a lot of weird coincidences throughout these top secret books with things that have taken place recently in the news. So, if you're running low on ideas and you're going to run a spy game, I would highly recommend, watching the news, watching your favorite conspiracy theorist channels and getting ideas from there as well. But this book, absolutely recommend getting it if you need 20, 30, 50 different mission ideas because you're just drawing a blank, but the players are digging the game. Let books like this lead the way, help you out, and get you into this absolutely phenomenal game from the past that still to this day is one of my all-time favorites. The rule set, I was just talking to DM James about it. Everything is roll under your skill on percent with the negative or positive modifier thrown in there, and easy peasy, super simple, super easy way to take care of all of your questions that the dice must answer. And there you go. Next up on tap is Commando Brushfire Wars, which is all about going after terrorists. I am interested to see what kind of prognostication that book has in store for us, considering the things that have been in the news for the last couple of decades. I'm sure there are some I would almost believe that that people were taking pages from the Top Secret book if I didn't know better. It's humorous, you know. Eventually, you know, the bad guys are going to get to the ideas that the great game designers had back in the old days, and you know, take a page from those books, unfortunately. But you know, it's amusing. I don't put too much stock in it, but I think, you know, if you're going to run a modern contemporary game, you want to make it as realistic as possible. So using things like that, it might be why so many people are down on the game, because it does bring too much of the real world troubles into the hobby. But you know what? The hobby's all about being a hero, a big damn hero. So embrace it, folks. You know, you never know. You may just learn something, or be inspired to do something outside of the gaming table to make the world a better place. Maybe not quite be the secret agent you always wanted to be, but there's always a good deed to be done out there, and I'm hoping to hear your tales, whether they be at the table or in the real world, down in the comments section below. That's all I got for you today. Wish me luck in getting Brushfire Wars out to you by tomorrow. If not, I'll try to get it done by the weekend, but I got a busy weekend, 3-day weekend as a matter of fact, and I got 2 games over the course of the next 4 days that I got to get ready for. So I hope you guys are out there gaming or painting or crafting or enjoying, you know, whatever it is your hobby is, of course, with your friends and your family. Invite them into this world. There's just not enough of us out there being big damn heroes. So until next time, folks, love you, stay safe, and until next time, happy trails.